All right, we're back like we never left. We got another edition of the 24th Floor today, all about high school football. We're talking about big wins, upsetting losses, and we're breaking down everything you need to know. So let's get ready with today's big idea, Rich.
Ruben, I got to break out into a little bit of a song. You might know this one. When the Saints go marching in, when the Saints go marching in, oh, I want to be in that number when the Saints go marching in. Jared, hit that big idea stinger. The Briarcrest Saints have been rolling here in the Mid-South. Honestly, one of the hidden gems this season. They're off to a 3-1 start, and their full offensive potential was on display last Friday in a 56-14 blowout at Father Ryan. Senior quarterback Hudson Tucker led the way with 291 passing yards and 4 touchdowns, while Darius McFadden powered the ground game with 95 yards and 2 scores. Former Player of the Night recipient J.D. Donaldson added 77 total yards and a receiving touchdown, keeping defenses on their heels. Now, the Saints are primed to be our latest ABC 24 game of the week this Friday as they host the 3-1 St. Benedict Auburndale Eagles. It's shaping up to be a showdown you won't want to miss.
All right, first things first, don't sing.
Hating. He's always hating. I knew he was going to say something.
Real for everybody.
I knew he was going to say something.
Now let's get into the man at the helm of all of this for Briarcrest, the head football coach of the Saints. I'm not going to say he's been marching into the end zone.
He's been marching into the end zone.
We're talking about Mr. Phil Massey. Thanks for joining us, Coach.
Hey, thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Hey, Coach, you didn't sing, but you did bring a gift.
There you go. I thought you needed something Briarcrest around.
Exactly.
Well, we appreciate that.
Add it to the stash.
Yes, we're going to gift this and give it its own home right here. We're changing the look. We're going to add all this high school stuff to it. It's going to be nice.
I love it.
Let's get right into what people want to know. How you feeling about this season?
Well, so far we're off to a great start. I'm really proud of our kids, and I think our effort is matching our intensity on the field. I think it started, back last winter and went through the spring and the summer, and kids actually just sort of buying in and learning about work and what it takes to be successful, and not only with work, with effort also. And those are two things that we tell our kids you have complete control over, your work and your effort. And then I think a lot of it's just kids believing in themselves and having some early success obviously helps with that. And yeah, we're glad to be where we're at right now. We're fortunate so far. We haven't had many injuries. We got a couple of injuries right now, and we hope that we can get those kids back soon. But that's going to be our main thing this year, is just trying to stay healthy.
In the world of high school sports, a lot of times the upperclassmen end up being a huge part of the success. How many seniors do you have this season on the team?
Yeah, we only have 12 seniors.
Okay.
And all 12 of them contribute.
Okay.
One of those guys is injured right now, who's been a starter since he was a sophomore, but we hope to get him back in a couple of weeks when we get into our region play.
So we showed some highlights earlier of the offense, and one of the kids we showed was Darius McFadden. He reminds me of a guy I used to cover back in the day from Arkansas.
Darren McFadden. I covered Darren when he was at Arkansas. This kid can run.
Yeah, and he's got the DNA. That's Darren's son.
There you go.
And so
I was hoping you'd say it.
So we've been waiting. He's had some nagging injuries kind of early in the season. Didn't play in the first game and has gradually gotten back, but he's really finding himself now and is doing a great job for us, and we hope we can keep him healthy.
Now, a lot of times with our game of the week, it's the first time that our audience gets a chance to see these teams perform. That won't be any different this Friday with you all's game against St. Benedict. If I was a viewer watching you all for the first time, had no clue about who the Briarcrest Saints were, how would you describe your team?
Well, I think we're a bunch of kids that really play hard and play together. And I always try to tell our kids, we don't have a 5-star. We don't have that 5-star guy out there that's getting attention from Power 5 schools. But I've got some kids that are really play hard and they play together. And so I'd like to think we're a team that plays physical, but plays fundamentally sound. and plays together and plays for each other.
What do you have to do this Friday to win? I mean, at the end of the day, that's what you got to do.
Yeah.
You got to win, and you got to win to get where you want to go. What do you got to do this Friday? What does the team have to do this Friday to make sure that they're ready to win?
Well, I think we got to continue to improve. I mean, there's areas, obviously, as coaches, you critique the film with the players. There's always room, things that you see that you can be better at. So, you know, I like to use the phrase 1% better. Like continue each day to get 1% better. And that's what we need to do this week. I like things we did on defense, on the defensive side, but we still got to be better tacklers. And that's something we got to improve on this week, especially going from this week on through the season. And then offensively, I think it's just being able to come out after the second half and just generate, I guess it's consistency, just generating the offense and being consistent on offense. We've done that at times, but then we've hit some ruts where we've had, you know, 2 or 3 and outs right in a row, which kind of hurts with that consistency and that moving forward as an offense. So if we can build more consistency on the offensive side and then with the defense just being better tacklers, that's what we want to see this week.
Your opponent this Friday is a team with a similar record, 3-1. What impresses you about the Eagles?
Yeah, I mean, I congratulate Coach McDaniel. This is his first year over there, and I mean, he's really got those kids believing in what they're doing, and they play hard. He's got his numbers up from what he's had playing in the past that they've been there playing, and again, it's part of that. Once you start having a little bit of success, just having that confidence. And so we know that they'll come out ready to play, and we've got to be ready as well and match their intensity.
All right, so we have to get to probably the most important question of the day that we have not touched on yet at this point in time, and that's who's going to be grilling at the game on Friday? Because that's really what I need to know is where the food's going to be at Friday.
Well, we're fortunate enough, not only do we have concessions, but we have some food trucks, and I didn't know you were going to be talking about food, or I would have tried to find out who the vendors were going to be this week. But we, at different home games, I know we've got food trucks there to provide a little bit extra than the typical burger and popcorn you get at a ball game.
Popcorn and hot dog. I need some food, Coach.
Well, I'll make sure I'll let our AD know that.
Could you tell him, Coach, to bring some food back for the rest of us? Every Friday, he always talks about all the food, and he'll take a picture and show it to me and Jared in the group chat, but he never brings us anything.
Well, it's not as good when you bring it back.
Thank you.
There's things called air fryers now. We can put it in the air fryer.
Wait a minute, Coach, can you say that one more time right there in the middle? Just say it right there with the middle camera.
Well, it's tough. You know, anything that's what you call
Reheated?
Reheated. It just doesn't have the same taste as you do right when you buy it.
Thank you. So the best use of that food is right then and there when it's fresh and hot. They don't understand that, Coach. I'm sorry.
You just gave him justification. He wasn't going to bring us food anyway, regardless.
But now I'm going to say, Coach told me not to.
Oh,
he said
goodness.
legitimately on the show.
Since we're talking about the game day, tell me a little bit about the game day environment in Ease. Is it, because it's going to be something different than what we're accustomed to because it's a more like smaller town compared to like we've been in Whitehaven and Fairleigh and stuff like that.
Yeah, well, as a school, I mean, we're like a K through 12 school. So, you know, you're going to have, you know, you got the little kids. Like a couple of weeks ago, we had middle school night. We've had elementary night 3 weeks prior to that. And so we had a lot of activities. Yep. You had the bouncy things that the kids play in. And so there are a lot of activities. So you're going to see a wide range of people. And also this week is our homecoming week. So we've got alumni that are coming back. So they've got some things, some festivities prior to the game as far as tailgating that they'll have going on. So it should be a really good atmosphere just from the tailgate standpoint all the way up to the kickoff.
All right, Coach. We got to let you go. I know you have other things to do besides sit around here and talk to us all day, but we appreciate you taking the time, brother man.
Hey, thank you guys for having us.
Again, game of the week this week, Briarcrest hosting St. Benedict. This is going to be happening, this SBA. We're going to be happening this Friday night. We're going to be out there live at 5 and 6. We're going to be giving you a preview of the game, giving you live weather, live sports, everything you need to know to get you ready for the game and we'll be there. And, of course, have a complete recap coming up at 10 o'clock. Again, Coach Phil Massey joining us from Briarcrest. Appreciate you, Coach. As we go to break, though, he's not the only one we're talking to. We're going to be checking in with SBA head coach Mitch McDonnel. He's going to be joining us as well. We've got him over here sitting on the sidelines, ready to go as soon as we come back from this quick break. He's there, and he's brought a little gear. What's that gear you got there? Oh, yeah.
Looking like he's lining up for a route.
All right, welcome back to 24th floor. Rich, I know you got a whole thing, so I'm going to give you a second before we introduce our guest. Go for it.
All right, we now bring you to the other side of the game of the week. Can I do this fight night style?
No, don't do that.
Because we've got a heavyweight bout on our hands this Friday. The challengers from Cordova, Tennessee, sporting a record of 3 wins, 1 loss in District 2 AA. They are the St. Benedict at Auburndale EAGLES Eagles.
Yeah, that's way more than I would do. Joining us on the program right now, the man in charge of the Eagles. We're totally different in that regard. We're talking about the head coach.
Always hating on everything
Mitch
I do.
McDonnel. Coach, before we even get into the questions, I see that you have brought your own little souvenir for us.
The upstage bar.
Yeah, we had to try to do something to set ourselves apart and
That's what I'm talking about. I like
be
the
the
colors
underdog
there,
here,
okay.
right? So I just wanted to give this to y'all. Say, man, I appreciate everything that y'all do for
we
high school
appreciate it.
sports for sure.
We really building a man cave on this set.
Yeah, we are creating a man cave. Thanks to all of our high school sports guests. We're going to find a special place for this one.
Wait, no, you gotta.
Yeah?
Well, yeah, you can put it up there. Yeah, that works. Put it.
I'll do it up there at some point in time. I'm going to hold on to it for now. How about that?
Why do you get to hold on to it?
Your head's too big for this. It wouldn't work.
You got big heads.
Let's get you got to know better than
That's good. That's good.
Don't come for me. Don't ever come for me. All right, let's get right into it, Coach. First things first, congratulations on a great start to your season. What's been the change for you guys over at SBA?
Man, it's just trying to get the kids to buy into what we're doing, right? We have to bring energy every day. We have to bring discipline. We have to create a culture of understanding and taking care of the little things that what we're trying to accomplish on the field and off the field. And we feel like our kids have started to buy into that, and they're starting to feel good about themselves, having 3 wins. And we said it earlier, but they were 2-8 last year. I think 1 game was a win by forfeit. So we're in a really good place as far as mentally with our kids and our school and the administration and the teachers and the other students are excited. So again, it's all about building a culture throughout the entire community.
And you're basically a couple of plays away from being undefeated. I mean, your 1 lone loss on the season, the 16-14 setback against Lake County. You guys have basically been flawless this season, but I noticed that you stayed humble in the moment, especially you being a first-year head coach. Just talk to me about how everything has been so far.
Yeah, you have to stay humble, man. It's a long season. There's a lot of preparation that goes into what we try to do. I don't think a lot of people understand what the time any high school coach puts into the kids and trying to prepare for a Friday night game. The other part is like you said, if the ball rolls our way one way or the other, or we line up right on one play, then we are sitting at 4-0. And for St. Benedict and for us as a school and community to sit here and say that we had that opportunity to be 4-0 is huge for us. And this thing isn't about me, man. This is about our school, our community, and giving our kids an experience that they'll never forget in their lifetime.
Talk a little bit about your kids. You got a new quarterback this year, and he seems to be doing really well.
Yeah, Rain Ritchie, 10th grader, has come in from Arlington, has done a really, really good job understanding the offense, what we're trying to do. We're probably a little unorthodox than some other schools in the area. We try to spread the ball around to a bunch of people, but he's done a great job coming in, being a first-year kid, knowing as a 10th grader that he has to be the leader and the sounding voice in our huddle. Huge pickup for us.
Good.
As we talked about with Coach earlier, 2 teams that are 3-1. So you're basically looking at a mirror image in a lot of ways. What you make that?
Hey, I got you, Coach.
You make that face, but in a lot of ways, this is probably the biggest road game of the season for you all. How are you all handling that?
For us, man, you can't look at how big or how small a game is. We're not in a situation that we can do that. We continue to tell our kids we have to focus one day at a time, not one game. Right now we're one day at a time. Can we continue to stack days to make ourselves better? And then from that point, we hope on Friday that everything that we've done leading up to that gives us a chance to win. And then let's see where the ball falls, right? Okay. Briarcrest, man's a great football team. They're 3-1. All the way around, all three phases. You hear it all the time, offense, defense, special teams. We're honored and blessed to be where we are. We still have a long ways to go, and our kids understand that. But our kids aren't going to lay down. Mm-hmm. They're going to continue to fight and scrap and claw, and they have the underdog mentality because they're in a bigger division than we are. So it's going to be fun for our kids to experience the atmosphere, but we have to continue to stay down per se and not get too high because there's a lot of distractions that can get into that, right? Yep. So it'll be a big Friday night.
Well, you know, I think it's safe to say it's not the SBA of old. You know, right. You guys are new. It's a new brand of SBA football. Can you talk a little bit about how important it is for your kids to buy all the way in so that they can compete? Because I don't think people understand how hard it is to rebuild a program. I don't think people have any idea how hard it is and the small steps you have to take from the very beginning just to get things going the right direction.
Well, anybody can call my wife right now, and she can tell you how hard it is, okay? 4 years ago, I took over at First Assembly Christian School, walked into a very similar situation, and then we get to this past spring and our leadership of the school. That's where it starts. Yeah. Dr. Fay, our headmaster of the diocese, and then he hires a new principal of the school from Georgia, Mr. Valacura, comes in, and they understand what athletics looks like, which plays a huge part. Mm-hmm. And then it's what can we do and how fast can we make sure the kids are loved?
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
That's taking care of them with gear. That's making sure we're doing everything at practice. That's making sure we coach them hard. We attention to detail, all of those things. But after practice, we have to build relationships. There's no kid in this city that's going to do anything for you if you don't have a relationship. Mm-hmm. But every kid will do anything for you if you have that relationship built with them. So that's what I tell our coaches, even in the interview process when we first started, is if you can't build a relationship with a kid, I don't care what you can coach. Yeah. If you can't build a relationship, this isn't the place for you. So that's where we started, and man, it's turned out.
That's good.
Coach, you talk about this city and how many teams, how many players play in this city, but I gotta ask, is there any pride that you all, being the team in Cordova, have a better record than Cordova High School? I gotta put the question out there. Y'all are the team. Y'all are the team for Cordova right now. You're the hot team for Cordova right now.
Let me tell you, Coach Doughton is a really good friend of mine. He's the head coach at Cordova. Great man. I leaned on him when I went to FACS because he was an FACS alum. So he helped me walk through those things. Here's the deal. We want to put a good product on the field. It doesn't matter where you're at. Any coach wants to put a good product on the field. We're blessed with the community that surrounds us because there's been some really great history in St. Benedict football. And even the coaches before me, man, you talk about Joey Magnifico, who played at Memphis, played in the NFL for a little bit. You talk about Will Hudgens, who played at Memphis, who's now at Lausanne. I mean, you talk about John Cooley, who that man has been around high school football for an extremely long time. I mean, there's been some really, really good coaches in St. Benedict. And again, people do things differently. We've come in, we've tried to do it the way we think is best, and it's worked out for us.
Beautiful. I know we can't keep you all day, Coach, but I do want to say congratulations on a great start to this season.
Absolutely.
You obviously have the kids buying in. They're bought in. And, you know, as you say all the time, the wins and losses come and go.
That's right.
It's how you prepare every single day. Again,
I love that.
Our game of the week this week, no lie, it's going to be a tough challenge, right?
We're excited. We're excited.
I think it'll be a fun challenge.
That's right. We're excited.
It's a tough challenge, but that's I mean, as a coach, that's what you want.
That's right.
I'd rather have a tough one than a blowout. Briarcrest is going to be hosting St. Benedict, so SBA, but it's not the SBA of old, so be ready for a much better game than you might have thought about last year. All right, Coach, appreciate your time. You
Appreciate
are the
you,
man.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you. Appreciate you.
We got our cool SBA helmet, which
Let me hold the helmet, man. let me hold the helmet. Let me.
You wouldn't give him any food. You're not going to give him any food. You got to at least help him out a little
That's
bit.
what I'm saying. Time for a quick break. When we come back, we're back with 901 Bets, and I got a lot for you. Stick around. What up, and welcome to the 901 Bets. Think of this as sports betting for dummies, right here in Memphis. Now, before we get rolling, quick reminder, if gambling has become a problem, hit that Tennessee Gambling Hotline. That number right on your screen, 800-889-9789. All right, y'all. Today's Bankroll Basics is all about something every bettor eventually learns the hard way, and that, my friends, is the ban list. So, if you're new to the game, here's how it works. The ban list is like your personal do not touch list. It's the players or props that have burned you so many times you finally say, nope, never again. Yeah. I got my ban list. We'll get to it in a moment. It usually happens in parlays. You've got everything lined up, and then one leg blows it. Happens enough times, and boom, they're banned. For us in Memphis, maybe you've had nights where Ja Morant's assist line looks golden, but instead he drops 40 points and only dishes 3. Or you keep trusting Jaren Jackson Jr. to grab 6 rebounds, and he's just having butterfingers and can't grab anything. That's how a ban list is born. And of course, everybody's list is personal. Oh, here's just a sneak peek of my ban list. I mean, I got anyone on the Boston Celtics, I'm not touching them. Victor Wembanyama on the Spurs, as tall as he may be, I just can't trust him to grab rebounds. So it's almost like that Jaren Jackson example. And on the Chicago Bears, I don't touch anybody except DJ Moore. And CeeDee Lamb, I mean, did you see that week 1 game against Philly? We had all them drops. Yeah, banned. And Damian Lillard, well, he won't even play this season because of his injury. But if he was healthy, banned. So anyway, bottom line, the ban list isn't about being salty. It's about discipline. Protecting your bankroll means knowing which bets you just can't trust. All right, let's get ahead of the line. I like Georgia Tech football to win the ACC at plus 3.7 odds. They just knocked off Clemson, and ESPN gives them the second best shot to reach the ACC title game at about 40%, only trailing Miami. Jackets are projected to win out with the only loss expected against Georgia. And don't forget, they pushed the Dogs to 8 overtimes last year. Quarterback Haynes King, who you saw behind me, he's been huge. 211 passing yards, 103 rushing, plus a score in that win against Clemson. And he just wills this team to wins. Kind of Tim Tebow-esque. Remember that guy? And head coach Brent Key, well, he's now 7-1 against ranked ACC teams, and he just avenged that lone loss to Clemson. Now, if Tech wins the ACC, they're a playoff lock. But even if they don't, bear with me. If their only losses are to UGA and losing that ACC title game, well, the College Football Playoff Committee's got a real debate. So you might want to even throw some money on Georgia Tech to make the playoffs. That's coming right in at plus 176 odds. All this feels like great value. And as always, send me your betting takes. If you have a betting terminology you're unsure of, send it my way. Want my opinion on a slip or a ticket you may have? Send it my way. And man, If you even want me to spotlight your W, we will give you your flowers on this program. We have fun over here, man. At me on X at RD2Sports. Text the number 901-321-7520 or just use the hashtag ABC24floor. But in saying all that, remember, folks, producer Jared, bring it up one more time. This content is for entertainment purposes only. ABC24 and its affiliates do not encourage gambling. Viewer discretion is advised. Any betting decisions you make are solely your responsibility. We are not responsible for any financial losses or wins resulting from information presented on this program. That was a lot that I had to get into, but we got one more thing. We're going to take a quick break, and then when we come back, it's the best thing that I saw, which is going to be better than whatever Ruben saw. But anyway, we'll be back after this.
All right, we can't talk high school sports without talking about the upcoming games for this week. These are the games that we have our eyes on. First up, Germantown at Los Angeles. Germantown 4-0, undefeated right now in the season.
Giving us a little Thursday night football action. I got to say, Ruben, I think Germantown might be the best high school program in the Mid-South. That might be just me coming off of a big win over Whitehaven. And speaking of Whitehaven, they are back at home looking to do it again. Fell at Germantown, but they get a chance to be back at home against South Haven.
Yeah, South Haven at Whitehaven. It's a battle of the Havens. That one should be a good one. You have also got Collierville at Arlington. Arlington undefeated, but they're going to have a real test with Collierville.
Especially Collierville, 3 straight weeks of playing Mississippi teams, finally getting a Tennessee opponent.
Yeah, they're looking for another win. Then you've got the Houston at Bartlett game. Somebody just needs to win at this point.
Both teams 0-3. Who is going to get that first win? And talk about another team that's right up there with Germantown. That's one of the best in the area. Southwind, they welcome a team from Mississippi in Holly Springs.
Yeah, Southwind might be my pick for one of the best teams in the area as well. They just find ways to get it done. The game we almost went to this week, Mumford at Haywood, 2 really good teams. Expecting a great one out of that.
That should be a fun one. All those games start at 7 p.m.
All right, so that's the high school games we're looking at, but what about the best thing you saw this week?
Oh, Ruben, I'm glad you hit it. Let's roll it, Jared. My best thing I saw, check out this slide from the Colorado Rockies, Mickey Moniak. I like his name. A remarkable slide to look at there. Evade a tag on a stolen base attempt. He was safe. I'm still looking on social media. People think that he should have been called out. But he channeled, to me, a little Neo. Have you ever watched the Matrix movies?
He definitely did that. You know? He definitely did the Neo right there.
Unfortunately, the Rockies lost this game 2-0 and left them stranded. Still a great play, Ruben.
Hey, that's a phenomenal play. That is definitely the Matrix Neo movement. I always wondered, I never slid into base like that. I didn't play much baseball, but trying to avoid getting hit in the face was one of the things that I always say.
Well, I know for you, you know what I'm saying, you're probably looking at his hips and his ACL, and you're like, oh, yeah, I know you're just on the inside. See, look at you rubbing your knee right there. You know that hurts, you know. How's your knee feel?
Just to be clear, I could get you right now. All right, how about the best thing I saw? This is what I would do to you, Rich. This best thing I saw, this is what I would do to you. You call me Ryan Williams, I call you that guy. One more time. Got him. Ryan Williams with the best thing I saw. That dude has got electric feet. Elite feet for Ryan Williams. Do you know how hard it is to stop on a dime in cleats when you're in full motion and then hit him with the skirt? Not just once, but twice, but 3 times.
That play reminded me a lot of the UGA play he had last year. And then what I love about Ryan Williams is he always has the good touchdown celebrations. Now, you on this program was talking trash about them doing TikToks, but did you know that this young man, Ruben, carries a stuffed animal with him, a stuffed dinosaur? Do you got any problems with that you want to tell the people about?
Yes, but that's a whole different day. You're a grown man at this point. You don't need those stuffed animals.
But he's making plays like that, which contributes to winning.
When you're making those plays.
And he's winning.
Hey, you get your 2 dinosaurs, brother. Get your 2 dinosaurs. As long as we're clear, that is what I would do to you.
No, you wouldn't.
All right,
not at all. Don't lie to the people. You would not.
Them ankles are hurting right now just thinking about it. All right, that's our our show for today. You want to sing us out? No? Okay, that'll do it for today's episode of the 24th Floor. Shout out to everybody who made it possible.
I didn't did enough singing, but especially shout out to our guy, Jared Robinson, and Brooklyn High for their work behind the scenes, putting this show together. Big shout out to both coaches coming on. Briarcrest is Phil Massey and SBA's Mitch McDonnell. It should be a fun one on Friday, Ruben.
Yeah, we will
know
be
he's not
there.
Gonna bring me
yeah, I ain't gonna bring you nothing. Have a great day, everybody. I will get Rich some ice for his ankles before I even break them. We'll see you on the other side.
You were the one holding your knee.
Continue with us and watch free now on the 24 Plus app everywhere you stream.